Hi, I'm Trish and welcome to Thrive with Trish, a channel where we talk about all things related to mental health and personal growth. Before we dive in, I want to wish you and your family a happy New Year's Eve. Can you believe we are on the last day of 2020? Where did the year go? Also, I'd like to do a quick thank you shout out to Freda Dagger and Kels Acosta for being so supportive of my channel. Thank you so much. Now let's dive into habit formation. Most of us know our habits define our success. But whether you're talking about breaking bad habits or habit formation, neither is a piece of cake. The psychology behind habit formation is what helps us create new habits and also helps us break bad ones. If you can understand this psychology, you can fully control what you get accustomed to in life. To educate yourself more on this topic and to learn how to implement this knowledge in your life for your own good, keep on watching. Let's first look at how habits form. Habits are generally only categorized as good or bad. Most people don't look beyond these categories and fail to recognize the true power of habits. Our habits play a vital role in our life, from our daily routines to the rate of success. Our habits determine the outcomes for the most part. Unfortunately, we tend to believe that we are in control of our habits, despite it being the other way around. Let me introduce you to the habit loop. This is why it is very important to know how habits form. It has three main components that work together for habit formation: the cue, the routine, and the reward. The cue is a trigger that encourages the following behavior. Next, there's the routine. Habits aren't just one action that's disconnected from the rest of your actions. What comes before and after the habitual behavior is part of the habit. This is what the routine is. Whenever a cue triggers your habit, you'll start following the defined routine that your brain has developed. The reward is whatever outcome you achieve. For example, if your habit helps you feel emotionally better, that is your reward. This is something that your brain considers to be a positive outcome. Hence, you unconsciously want to repeat the habit again and again to achieve the satisfaction of the reward. For the following section, let's first look at how to break bad habits, followed by how to create good ones. So, how to break bad habits? All habits form the same way. The habit loop is the culprit behind bad habits, but also the one to credit for good ones. The following tips will help you break the loop of bad habit formation. Number 1, take small steps. The motivation to break bad habits can make you want to get rid of everything negative all at once. You may think you have all the energy it takes to erase out your bad habits in one go, but neither is this possible, nor is it a healthy approach. Number 2, focus on the cues. Your bad habits strengthen when they are repeated. To avoid doing so, the best way is to control them from the start. So keep an eye on the circumstances where you tend to put the bad habit into action. Then start taking steps to control these triggers or simply eradicate the possibility of these cues from your routine. Number 3, use replacements. Habits take a noticeable space in your life and mind. When you're trying to get rid of a bad habit, do not leave behind an empty void. Instead, replace it with something better. For example, if you're trying to minimize your alcohol consumption, every time you avoid a glass of alcohol, replace it with a healthier drink. This works simultaneously in breaking a bad habit and developing a good one. Now let's have a look at how to develop good habits. A corollary to the idea that habits are unconscious is that trying to make new habits consciously won't do much for you. While it is true there are some easy ways you can trick your brain. These are things that will remind you of triggers or better habits without direct effort, which will do the job of developing new good habits. Number 1, strengthen your willpower. Once you know the habit you want to cultivate, do everything you possibly can to keep your hopes and motivation high. You'll need it to stick to your goal, build good habits, and then the hardest part of the process, to keep them. Your willpower is the thing that will help you to push through every time, over and over again, despite repetitive failures. Number 2, surround yourself with positive people. The best conscious way to encourage your mind to get used to things unconsciously is to have good company. The people you surround yourself with will have a major impact on your habits. This is where you develop most of your hidden good habits. Stay around the people whose habits you want to adopt as well. These people will also encourage you to continue struggling for a better self when you're losing motivation and hope. Naturally, a positive company will strengthen your mind, which allows you to put in more effort in the right direction and have positive habit formation. Number 3, develop a routine. If you look back on the habit loop, there are 3 components. The cue and reward are 2 components that you cannot really control. Your brain will decide what triggers it. The only thing in the process you can control when it comes to developing new habits is the routine. The same routine is followed every time the habit is triggered. So allow your brain to get used to following a specific routine that reinforces the good habit or habits that you want to develop. For example, if you want to make it a habit to read a book before you go to sleep, you'll have to make a conscious effort for a while. Start by putting your smartphone aside so you're not distracted. Turn on your bedside reading lamp and turn off all the other lights. Have a book within reach so that you don't forget to read every day. You'll have to follow this routine a few times before your mind gets the hang of it. Then gradually, you'll get so used to reading before going to bed, and after a few weeks, sometimes maybe months, it'll be impossible to fall asleep without reading a few pages first. My dear friends, if you've been striving for success but have been failing over and over again, it's time to shift your focus. You've been blaming it on external factors and working on the wrong aspects of your life. What you need to polish are your habits so that you can consistently work towards a better future, even with unconscious behaviors. So start using these tips in your everyday life to get control over your habits. Dear friends, let's welcome 2021 with positivity and joy. Be open to new opportunities, new habits, and to learn new things. I sincerely hope that the new year will be an amazing year for you, and may all your goals be achieved successfully. If you found this video to be insightful, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with any of your friends and family who might find these tips here helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for an amazing 2020. All of you have made my channel really grow so much this year, and I'm continuing to grow and learn every single day. Thank you for your motivation. Thank you for supporting my work. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy New Year, and I look forward to seeing you next year in my next episode of Thrive with Trish. Do you struggle with habit formation? What bad habits would you like to break, and what good habits would you like to form for 2021? Do share with me in the comments below.